Hi, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. Another series. I've lost count how many we've done, but listen, we're going to talk about all things football. And listen, there's so much to talk about on the show tonight. Got a couple of guys sitting, waiting, rearing to go in the back room, chomping at the bits, especially Big D and the Ronaldo saga. You know, it's all about the Ronaldo show right now. Looks like the World Cup has taken a bit of a back seat. So listen, we'll see what happens with regards to that. But listen, we are on 267. We've been on it for a long time, guys. Please, if you're out there, hit that like button, subscribe and share if you're new. Let's get me to 300 subs before the end of the year. You never know. Last year, we managed to hit 200 and then we went over to 267. So let's see what happens, guys. Nobody's in the chat at the moment yet. But hopefully we will start seeing some people come on. But listen, without further ado, what I'm going to do is get the guys in. First of all, let me introduce Mr. Big D and Mr. Ez.
Yes,
people. How are we doing? How is everybody doing?
Good, man. Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Had
a few nights off to recharge, Norm. So.
Oh right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I had to just get out of there, mate. You know,
I had a couple of days. I had a couple of days off and back to work today. So it's kind of busy. What about yourself, Ez?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. I feel a bit better now that it's the World Cup. I feel good. I don't need to watch the boys in blue in action for a while. You know what I mean? How many back-to-back losses?
Wow. Oh my God! Was that 3 back-to-back losses?
Yeah. Listen, I'm always. I'll support them guys even if they get relegated, but it's a bit less painful when you don't have to watch them in this bad form. Trust me.
But this is the thing, as you can look at it as in getting them results out of the way, the bad ones out of the way, and then
you could,
and just press the reset in January, mate. Well,
Craig.
Yes, Craig. Not January. Boxing Day.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
so that's how you got to look at it, man.
Trust me, there ain't much to say about Chelsea right now. I think they're clearly trying to become Brighton. I mean, we're not going to talk about them too much in the show because there's not much to talk about. But yeah,
big up, Jay.
Yes, Jay.
Trying to get her on the show tonight. Trying to persuade her to come on the show tonight, but she's having none of it. She's having none of it. We're going to keep calling her out. Keep calling her out, guys. Keep calling her out.
Draw her out.
But it's been a bit of a mad one for you guys. Ez, I'm not gonna lie.
Trust me, it's madness. It's madness over there. Listen, long term, I think I'll be laughing again in a year or two. But for now, it's pure whinging.
That long? You're talking that long?
I think maybe even longer. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe even longer. But it looks like we're just becoming. I don't know why these men didn't go and buy Brighton. Listen, we've taken some of the Brighton players. We've taken Cucurella. We've taken Graham Potter. We've taken all this stuff. Then we've gone and taken the head of recruitment yesterday.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Wow.
We took the head of their Brighton recruitment and made him global transfers director or something like that. And it doesn't look like we're done. In the summer, he wants to buy Trossard. Apparently, it's mental. The biggest one I've heard is that they want to change the Chelsea lion to a seagull.
That's funny.
You don't know what's
I'm telling you, man, that's funny. Love that.
Oh my God, man. But listen, look, right now, things. Listen, the sea's a little bit rocky right now. You know what I mean? Or the boat is rocking, as they would say. The songwriter said, the boat is rocking. Rocky. You know what I mean? Wow. We've just heard that news. 232 alleged breaches of betting rules. Let's touch on that, guys.
But here's the word, Norman. Alleged. So if it's alleged, why the FA already putting it out there? Because of the people's cry for turning it to out of World Cup. That's the only reason why they released this now, you know.
It's timing. Timing. The timing is
horrible.
The timing,
Because if you're saying alleged, then you shouldn't be putting it out there yet until he's been proven guilty.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you know, you're going back to 2017. These charges are going back
mad,
to.
Isn't it?
So you know, you're talking about the Football League, and you know, you only got to look at Daniel Sturridge I can't even remember how long he got a ban for. If anybody can remember, put it in the chat how long he got a ban for. I don't know if it was 6 months or a year. I really can't remember.
Well, that's the thing. Once they label you these things, no club will touch you.
Exactly.
And think about it. Look where is Sturridge now? No one knows. And Sturridge ain't old.
Yeah. He's not. I mean, the last time I heard he was in Turkey, but I think
and he got released again.
Right. Okay. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know, if you look what they released, it says it has been alleged in a statement by the FA that the Brentford striker has breached FA Rule E8 in regards to betting 232 times on football between February 25th, 2017 and 23rd of 23rd of January 2021.
21, yeah.
But the moment you put the word alleged in there, you shouldn't put that statement down.
Yeah.
You should put it out when you've got all the information and he's guilty. So yeah, he has been found guilty of breaching the Premier League. Yeah, wording is key, man. Wording is key.
Yeah. And I mean, just quickly before Jay's saying 4 months for Sturridge. You got 4 months.
4 months ban.
4 months ban. Yeah. And just looking at this, I know we are gonna touch.
Craig's a Man United fan, and he's a closet Man United fan. Come on, Craig. Yeah, I actually saw this. They had the scaffold, the manual cranes. Yeah, and they're ripping it down, man. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that guy done out here, burnt his bridges, but we will come on to that. As you can see along the ticker running along the bottom, why me? Ronaldo, why me? A famous was it what was the footballer? What's the guy who played for Man City? Yeah, Balotelli, why me?
Yeah.
And now we've got Ronaldo, who allegedly could have gone to Man City, but Alex Ferguson persuaded him to come to Man United.
He was never going to play for Pep, And I'll tell you why. He don't have the discipline to play for Pep. Yeah. Because he wants everything around him. Pep ain't having that. Yeah. Pep's the biggest ego at Man City.
Yeah.
How are you going to go in there and say, tell Pep how to train and all that? Come on, man.
That just isn't going to roll whatsoever. Just going back to the Ivan Toney situation. I know Dee was talking backstage and you were saying some other things, like your thoughts in terms of maybe his inner circles, maybe the fact that it's all come out now, and I was saying to Norman that I feel like they've probably been doing syndicate betting, so he's probably been doing that with his brethren, that he probably kind of looked after since he turned professional. And then there's been a fallout, so someone's bubbled him because they know once he gets alleged at that, then they could cook his career. So it all feels a little bit dodgy for me. And then, everyone was saying, how can we play this weather and not go to the World Cup? Now we know why. Yeah. They were just holding this back until now. Like you say, timing is everything. Ronaldo thing, timing is everything. And I just feel like maybe someone in the so-called circle of him for whatever. Someone's gone down there because for this to come out now when everyone was crying for the man to go to the World Cup, it seems very, very suspicious for me, Yeah, I mean, what's your gut feeling? I know, as you were saying, that with all this allegation, it's an alleged at the moment. But if it were true, I mean, you're saying no club will probably touch him. I mean, is that effectively his career over? I mean, this guy, listen, he's got his off-field stuff going on, and we get that. But on the field, very good footballer. I'm sure you've heard us say D would take him, we would take him. As an alternative. Now, all of a sudden now, because Arsenal, we want to strengthen in January, and he would be somebody what we would have gone for. Now with this hanging over his head, now, we now got to look possibly elsewhere.
I think it depends how his legal reps and his agents take this forward. And that's where I think Sturridge and maybe whoever else might not have had that correct guys that to say they're going to really get hold of this situation. Think about it like this, and I know we're going to talk about him later, but look at some of the stuff that Ronaldo's been alleged to do and been involved in. And yet he's still gone on to play for Juventus and United, and again, you know what I mean? That's a lot more serious. A lot more serious than money and betting. So if you've got the right representatives. Not justifying any of that, by the way. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
you know, with something like this, if you've got the right rep, I think you can actually protect your career. And I don't think Ivan Toney would have done it if it wasn't like in the scenario D was mentioned. He knows what's at stake. You know, this is the Premier League. You know what I mean? He knows what's at stake. But if it's with your bedrooms, that should be slightly different to if you're on tipping off.
Because I'm wondering if it's syndicate betting. So he's got a high profile bookie that kind of just takes care of him, and maybe he's talk out his own business. And someone said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I don't personally do it. I just supply the funds to do it." You know what I want?
I mean, I know DU came up and said maybe there's a possibility that maybe one of his brethren, maybe something happened, went down, and they just shocked him. Or I mean, obviously, you know, with this kind of betting stuff, you know, the people that are actually investigating or watching, you know, the way patterns of betting and that, they're going to look at that. And I mean, I don't know if the money was going into his account or what, but they will look at, you know, a series of stuff over those years. So they're 200. I mean, we're talking 200 and what 30?
Yeah, 32 games, 232.
That's a lot, you know. That's a lot.
But you know what? It's saying it's breached the FA rule E8. You know, I probably should have Googled what that E8 rule was and what it states, because you know, if he's betting on the lower leagues, does it matter? You know what I mean? But if he's betting on the Premier League, then obviously he plays in the Premier League. But he was playing in the Champions League before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, this is Brentford's second season, right? No, it's third season. Third season?
This is their second season in the Premier League now, isn't it?
Okay, so he wouldn't have played 232 games in the Premier League. So
I remember that Brentford. Brentford. When did he join Brentford? Because I know he left.
He was somewhere before Brentford, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he had left. He was on Newcastle's books, but then he went to who was it? Who was the club? Oh God, it wasn't Reading. I can't remember the club now.
Okay.
He went from there to
another Championship club then.
Yeah, it was another Championship club.
Okay.
Cool, it was another Championship. So it could be over a series of different clubs as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But then if you're saying, if he's betting on other teams, I mean, if he's betting in terms of games that he's been playing in, then it's going to be a bit more serious.
Yeah, because games that he's been playing in is done.
Yeah.
I think they're cooking.
And that's the problem. And if any one of those alleged or allegations I've seen to prove that he has betted on his own games, they'll cook him. It's going to be a bit peak for the brother at the moment. You know what I mean?
This is how easy it is to lose your career.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This is how easy it is to lose your career.
No, absolutely. And I mean, listen, you know, obviously talking about Ivan Toney, you know, we're all going to be looking at the games this week. And yes, Mr. Junior Martin,
yes, Junior.
Brother. Yeah. Ivan Toney getting a brace against Man City. Now, who would have called that game? Man City 1, Brentford 2. I watched the game. And listen, from the offset, for the first 10, 15 minutes, Brentford could have had 2 or 3 goals. And that's no joke. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you knew at some point that Man City would come back into the game, but not to say that they look leggy, but you just thought, well, it's Brentford, Man City.
Yeah.
You know, you got all the big boys on. I mean, that game, literally, my man was missing. Who could have said that Haaland would have went missing in that game?
Yeah,
he literally was missing in that game.
He only had 6-7 touches in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
That was their plan, though, wasn't it?
That was their plan, and they you know, they looked at the tactics of the game. You know, they did a punditry thing on it, and they were saying the tactics that the 2 defenders literally kept him quiet. You know, because I was watching him carefully, just watching his movements. But everywhere he went, man, they were doing good.
Yeah, right. They're on him. Yeah, literally.
But you get what I'm saying. The people on the chat probably won't understand what we're talking about. But I mean, you watched him and I was thinking, yo, what's his movement, man? And the guys were there covering. You know what I mean? He just didn't have a chance. I think there was one chance he had, and the ball came across from, I think it was, not Cancelo. I think it might be Foden. I can't remember. Ball was played across, and he slipped. So you just knew today was not his day.
Yeah.
But what I liked about Brentford was they kept their discipline, they kept their shape, and they were very good. They were very good on the break.
They sat well in the low block as well.
Yeah,
and this what will happen when the teams that play that free flowing football, if their man go 2 banks of 4 and leave the striker on the halfway line, man, they're gonna frustrate the heck out of you. And that's what they did. You can see De Bruyne there. They
were taking pot shots.
They weren't getting their way, were they?
I mean, at one point, obviously Man City were pushing to get the equaliser. It was at one point it was 3-on-1. De Bruyne was running back. I can't remember. Yeah, De Bruyne was running back, and literally, the ball was played across, and De Bruyne saved it off the line. So it was really crazy.
Oh
man,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, Craig. But yeah, so that game ends up 2-1, and
2-1
I was watching that game,
yeah.
and obviously I was ecstatic because I'm thinking to myself, this is assuring Man City. I mean, I predicted that Man City would win that game 3-0, but you know what? I was prepared, as you saw in my chat, to take the sacrifice of losing those 3 points or 1 point for the prediction table. And I mean, looking at Man City, I mean, look, a lot of people are saying that they'll probably end up going on and winning the league. But they're there to be got at. Man City are definitely there to be got at. I was watching them, and I mean, ourselves and Newcastle have obviously got the best defensive record in the league. We've only conceding 11 goals. So what's this? In 2020, Kieran Trippier was banned for playing 10 weeks and fined 70,000 after he was found to have steered. Okay, right.
Oh wow,
right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Well, there's a journalist that said that.
Big up root cause, brother.
Yes, root cause.
Yeah.
There's a journalist on Twitter that said that there's a potential that it's involved him getting yellow cards. Now that's a big one because as a player. You can decide if you're going to get a yellow card, can't you? So
that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's if that's true. So no one take that as fact. It's just being on Twitter.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen.
It sounds like you've been very naive.
It's going to unfold in the next few weeks and months. So it'll be interesting, and obviously the club have said that they haven't made a statement yet, but they've made a statement to say look, the FA are going to be dealing with this. So let's see how. Because he's their main player, and if he ends up getting banned,
he's a captain.
Yeah, captain as well. You know what I mean? And
I hope he mess himself up. Because that's just tragic,
I hope not, man. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? These players, you know what I mean?
And it happens in every sport, Norm.
Every sport, absolutely, every sport.
Goodness, man! Look at your privilege, and you're going to do that foolishness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But look, listen. He did his job while he's still allowed to play. Scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, very good goals.
And winning that game. And they deserve to win that game as well. You know what I mean? This is not no. They went there, smash and grab kind of thing. They literally played their game, stuck to their game plan, frustrated Man City. Haaland didn't have a look in, and they come out deserved winners, and that helped us. As we will talk about our game later on. So let's quickly move on to the Bournemouth-Everton game. Bournemouth beaten. Listen, this is twice now Bournemouth has licked them up. Man. Now, right?
Frankie's struggling.
Yeah. What's this? Pete Aywood. Arsenal still banter FC. Well, Pete, I don't know who you support. I don't know who you support. Arsenal still banter FC. You like Pete? Yeah, Pete. He's spamming the chat. AFTVFC. You are the banter club, right? Whoever you are, Pete. Yeah.
Fair enough,
bro. I like to know who you support. Yeah, we're the banter club. We are the banter club. But listen, right now I'm riding the Crestable wave, so you know what I mean, bro. Yeah. So reveal yourself. Reveal who you are. You know what I mean, and let us know who you support, brother. Yeah. But welcome to the chat. If this is your first time on the What's Going On podcast on Norski TV. Yeah, sorry, we digress. Let's get back to Bournemouth. No matter what, you can win everything and still be banter FC.
That's funny. Are you trolling, Pete? Are you trolling,
Of course he's trolling now. But listen, I'm not going to be reading out all of Pete's messages tonight. You know what I mean? So yeah, how he supports Everton, right? He's an Everton
Frankie
supporter. So you're a Frankie Lampard man, yeah?
Lampard in them, Frank.
No matter how terrible we are. All right, so Pete Haywood is an Everton man. Well, listen,
Man.
we are going to talk about your beloved club, Pete. Bournemouth 3, Everton 0. Getting slapped up, slapping 7 goals past them. Frankie went down there, got slapped out of the Carabao Cup. I think they lost that game 4-0 or 4-1.
Yeah.
And then they go back there and went for another slapping. And after that game, there was a bit of a confrontation with the fans. I heard that Wolby was having a go at the fans. I think they threw their shirts into the crowd, and the fans duly threw the shirts back and told them where to go.
Yeah, I think Wolby gave a shirt, and they dashed it back at them, didn't they?
Dashed it back at him and said, "Yo, take that, man! Come out my face, man! What are you doing?"
That's bad. Isn't it?
I mean, bad. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. Yes, Mr. Scott, what are you saying, brother?
Yes,
Arsenal
Scott.
hate is strong, and I love it. Yep. Let's do this. Let's read out a few chats. Normski, this PA will trolls every Arsenal YouTube. Okay, right. Okay. He's a professional troller, is he? Okay. I can see Frank losing his job. Listen,
Yes,
we are going to talk about
Junior.
We are going to talk about the sack race, and there's a possibility that Frank could lose his job. I mean, I don't know what Pete thinks about Frank Lampard managing his club.
You do it now. I don't know. You do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah. You fire him now if you're going to fire him.
Yeah.
That gives you time throughout the World Cup to get him replaced, and at least he gets to start working with the players that haven't gone to the World Cup. So, but if you keep him after the World Cup and then you fire him in January, that makes no sense. You know what I mean? Just get rid of him. You feel cut him loose now, innit? Yeah.
But listen, Bournemouth, you know what I mean? I think Bielsa is linked with the Bournemouth job.
Yeah.
But listen, this O'Neill guy is doing a really good job with them. You know what I mean? He should be a shooing for getting the job. But look,
I'm about to say, is his name in the hat, or does he have to put his name in the hat, even though he's?
Well, this is it. I mean, listen. Since look, I looked at this team Bournemouth, and I'll take my hat off them because when they got slapped up by Liverpool 9-0, you thought that's it. That's end of. For them, you understand? Curtains for them. And for real, the guy has turned it around. Yes, he's lost a couple of games in between, but they nearly had Tottenham on toast. Owners to come back and lose that game. I think it was 3-2 in the end or something like that at their ground. But he's doing a great job, and I would have listened for the job that he's done. I would have given it to him. Do you know what I mean? I would have given him the job. Yeah, and listen, it is unreal. You under Moisey, you guys were playing in Champions League. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And the thing about, and not only that, Pete. Going to Everton was a tough place to go to. Do you know what I'm saying? You've spent a lot of money as well, in the last season, and you've got some rich owners, but I just don't think you've spent well. And you have a situation here now with Frank Lampard. You had Rafa Benitez.
Yo, Pete, all joking aside, bro. I hope that's not true. I hope you're trolling with that.
Yeah.
Please get yourself some help if abusing yourself like that, mate. Yeah. We don't want to see you destroy your life, my friend. It's football. Yeah. Alcohol and drugs. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay,
that's good. Let's say, bro.
Yeah. No, thanks for that, D. Because listen, at the end of the day, we might laugh and joke, but we don't really know what's going on in people's head. And listen, football can mentally mess you up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
so,
you can get yourself too deep in it.
Thank God you are joking about that. But listen, they can make you. Some of these clubs can make you turn to drink. Yeah, I'm sure Ez is about to as well. the way Chelsea are going on right now. But
hey, listen, give me a break.
Bournemouth, turning over Frank. And to be honest, I don't know what the future holds for Frank at the moment. You know what I mean? You know what it is with Everton. Just quickly, I mean, look, I think what Frank is trying to do is get them hard to beat. You know what I mean? But he hasn't got like the players like in terms of scoring goals. you got the striker. What's the striker's name? The one that's always injured.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin. He's just come up from injury. Now he's injured again.
Injury. So I'm saying,
you know what I mean.
Just straight away.
We was linked with him. And
you can't touch him.
He might bring you a different, you
can't touch this
style.
Player, unfortunately.
Yeah, but just can't trust him with his injury. Just can't trust him with his injury. You know what I mean? So, whether Frank can sort it out or not, because some people saying even the Carabao Cup game, they were saying that he should have really gone out there and played a strong side. But I think he was more looking at trying to preserve his place in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? But it might have done them good if they had gone on a cup run. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're muted, Es. You're muted.
Sorry. I was just saying 100%. I agree.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it is what it is, man. But look, let's see what happens. Come after the World Cup. As I say, some owners might say, you know what, bro, just looking ahead, looking at the game that we've got, can Frank turn this around? And I suppose we might as well kind of talk about it. Is that who's next for the chop? So we'll kind of go to the next game, which is obviously West Ham Leicester. Moisey in a bit of trouble again, losing 2-0 to Leicester. Leicester again finding form, winning it again. It looks like my man Brendan has turned it around. Yeah. Because at one point they were sitting rooted to the bottom at one point, and now they've gone there.
Brendan's proven that he's a good manager. Yeah, he just hasn't been given funds by the owner this year. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I'd go as far as said he's probably had a big talk with them owners.
Yeah,
and said, look, I'll put my all in this if you lot really respect me, because you can't say that you're not selling for Fana and get me to say that, and the moment the money becomes big, you sell him and give me 1 day to get one player in.
15 million. Who looks like I'm Bob the Builder. Bob, I'm not Bob the Builder. What's that thing with the guy with the load of hair?
Yeah, the guy from Simpsons. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
He looks like a poor man's David Luiz, and David Luiz weren't even good.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think I reckon he said, all right, I'll get back to work, but you need to understand what I'm doing here, because you can see what it's like, and they're going out there at the moment. You look at all the people that are losing their jobs. Wolves just about got a new manager. Yeah. I think they took the guy from Sevilla or something like that.
That's right. Yeah, Sevilla. Yeah, and he's managed the Spanish side as well.
There you go.
What I mean, so
there's not a lot of people out there that can do the job with them players. Yeah. That's the other thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
So but fair dues to Moyes. I mean, to Brendan.
That's it, Sideshow Bob. That's it.
Yeah, Sideshow Bob. That's the. He doesn't look good. I don't even know his name. I don't even know
the geezer's name. But he moves like David Lewis. I think it's got to be the hair. It's got to be the hair. It's got to be the drag factor or something going on there. And I'm saying, but listen, Leicester go there. At the London Stadium and turn over West Ham and handle them.
And it's our guys again, Norman, Harvey Barnes and Maddison, mate.
Again.
Them two always going to get you a goal, man.
And in that game, there was a bit of a scare in that game because Maddison went down off the ball.
That's right. Yeah.
But he's obviously made the World Cup and he's out there.
Did you see how quickly he came on Twitter saying that it was good? Yeah, within not even 2 hours, he said, "Nah, guys, I'm good. I'm good. Like, don't be looking for the replacement." I was twisted when I read that. I was like,
"I'm good, Gaffer. I'm
all good, mate. I'm ready to hit that plane."
No, absolutely. But Maddison doing really well for Leicester, the main man, and I mean they can't afford to lose him. I mean, listen, I think depending on where Leicester finish in the season, I think Maddison will go anyway
in the summer.
And one of the more likely places that he will probably end up going is somewhere like Newcastle.
Right.
You know what I mean? He would do really well in Newcastle. I mean, we as I said, we was linked with him at one point. But the money that they were asking for him, Arsenal.
He's from my birth city, He's a Cov lad.
Coventry boy. Covey boy.
Yeah, he's a Covey boy.
Yeah.
Man like
and he's come through the lower leagues.
Yeah.
And he's done really well. He's done really well for them. You know what I mean? So
and I like that story from the lower leagues to the Premier League to the England squad. You know what I mean? It's a really nice story.
Yeah. And he'll bring a different. He'll bring a different option for.
And he better play.
Southgate.
He better play him at some point.
This is the thing. because
get your favourites.
he's definitely a score. He's definitely a scoring midfielder. Definitely
Yeah, the wild card, and he's a wild card for him, really. But I mean, when you bring, how often have we seen wild card players go to the World Cup and hold bench there every single game? Their whole bench, and you think, why did you even bring him when you needed something different?
Junior's asking us a good question about. Listen, as D says, you know, he's there. It's whether Southgate trusts his playing because over the last through years, Southgate hasn't had him in the squad or nothing like that, and those big questions have been asked as to why. Now he's seen him doing well for Leicester, and according to what he's saying, if a player is on form, I will take him. You know what I mean? Last season he was on form, so why didn't you play him then?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to say.
It's all chat with him, though. When I see him there, sit down there with his waistcoat, I just kiss my teeth. Because I'm like, because it's like what went on with Ivan before this all got come out. He took him for them 2 internationals, didn't play a single minute. He's wasted a man's time. Just to say, I picked him because everyone was saying, but I wasn't going to. I think it's cruelty, man. You know what I mean? Just like, that's why you take a big squad to a World Cup. That way, after 60, 70 minutes, it's not quite looking nice. Do we have 5 subs in the World Cup? I don't know. I'm assuming
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what.
But if that is a format where they got 5 subs,
you would think, because if they're doing it in the Premier League and all the other things, you would think that they would adopt that as well.
If each game you got 5 subs and it's looking ugly after 17 minutes, you have to throw some wild cards in there and see what. Just spin the dice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. Before his knees went,
I believe there are 5 subs.
5, It makes sense, Ez. Yeah, it makes sense that the format stays the same for all the world tournaments now. So, all the world leagues and cup competitions and what have you. But you hope to see this guy get on the pitch and do something.
Yeah.
If England.
Okay, let's move. Let's move. Do you have something else you want to say, Ez?
No, I was looking at Junior's comment.
Yeah. Right. What a game. What a game was this? Tottenham 4, West Ham 3. Tottenham as usual, starting off slow. As I keep saying, expression uses this. Expression is a massive Tottenham fossil football. Playing the Christmas tree formation.
Yeah, what do you say?
Whatnot.
8-1-1 or something.
8-1-1, whatever.
Yeah, 8-1-1 formation.
Listen,
I love that.
Leeds take the lead. Got 1-0. But also, we're going to incorporate the ref watch situation in this. There was a controversial equaliser from Harry Kane, but in the build up to that, I think it was a corner. I can't remember if it was a corner or a free kick. The goalkeeper got fouled basically.
Yeah.
And Dermot said they should have stopped the play or should have given it as a foul. Yeah. And this is what I'm talking about with these refs. You know what I mean? VAR could have looked at it. They didn't look at it. The goal was given, 1-1. And then Leeds go and get the second goal, make it 2-1. So listen, Leeds kept taking the leads because at one point I'd switched it off and I was with Chile at the time. We was watching it. I was watching it on my phone, and then after we went off to lunch and that, I saw the score at 3-2, and I'm thinking, wow, I think there was a mistake, or Bentancur apparently got fouled in the build-up. Where it went 3-2, and then obviously, I think it was Ben Davies that So Bentancur got the 2 goals. So he equalised.
The last 2 goals, and the winner,
and he gets the winner.
Yeah.
But can Tottenham keep doing this? Is it sustainable for what they're doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They keep going down, and conceding the first goal, starting slow, and then they have to sort of fight their way back. Yes, it was great that they got the win. The Tottenham supporters are absolutely ecstatic. But can they keep doing this? Can they sustain this style of football? Because the Tottenham fans, they don't like the style of football, and it's not as effective as we think it should be. Because Conte, is a pragmatic football manager. And we thought that he's going to bring a lot of stability to the fact, even though it's ugly football, but they're going to win. But I don't know if it's a stud, but I don't know what your thoughts on it, guys. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. It's
Is that's it? Is that face was like me asking a Tottenham fan, "Do you like the football?"
Yeah.
Well, I like Conte, but
do you know what? It's not Conte. It's not Conte because Conte's managed my club, and we was not boring. It wasn't. We won the league that league.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Unbeaten, but it wasn't just 1-0 and sit behind the ball. It was.
I mean, he can be pragmatic, as you know, but sometimes you look at Tottenham as the players, and it's almost like they're deciding, do they go and play a level of attacking football at some point? And you can't be like that, because obviously you know that this guy is very much a defensive. He wants to keep a clean sheet, so he'd have been furious that Leeds got 3 goals. But at the same breath, you got attacking flair there. I mean, it's not a joke of a team going forward. Richarlison, Kulusevski, Kane,
but
Kulusevski
makes the difference.
Yeah, he's a handful, and
very
creative.
He's definitely their creative outlet, and when he plays,
and he never played 90 minutes.
More often than not, they tend to do well.
Yeah,
I think when Conte doesn't trust his defense entirely, he gets even more defensive.
Yeah, he'll play the double pivot, holding midfielders and everything.
That's it.
They kill it.
I mean, there were games. Sorry, there's been games where you're thinking, why? And I'm talking about why has he gone with majority of defensive style players?
Yeah,
just don't get it.
Because that is playing not to lose rather than play to win a game. You're playing not to concede or not to lose the game. Yes, Alvin Brown, big up yourself, man.
Big up, sir.
And so,
go on.
Yeah, it's and Ollie used to do this. It set us up not to lose the game. No, Ollie, we need 3 points here, mate.
Yeah,
we're trying to keep up with Arsenal at the time.
That's when Ollie was the best. You see, when Ollie said we need 3 points, when he got it in his head that he needed 3 points, Man United played bad football. You know, that's when Rashford and Martial went to score something like 17 or something like that.
Right.
That's when you decided you play, and it was weird because he'll play like Pogba on the left or something like that.
Sure. But it was so much about counter-attacking, sitting back in a flat back four with the two holders in McFred, and then you'd be like, nah, bro, come on. But and they do this at Old Trafford as well, which is even worse when you do it at home. On the road, I get it sometimes. You go on the road and you think, you know what, the crowd, everything, all the elements of being on the road. But you don't do it at home. We don't do that stuff at home, man. It's like, nah, man. Your fans come to be entertained. It's an entertainment sport at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
And that is the thing, because Tottenham are known to play entertaining football under other attacking managers like Pochettino. Do you know what I mean? Harry Redknapp. Those are the free flowing football. Yes, they might have been a bit hoping, but it was great football to watch. You understand? But then
I tried to warn Chile that Spurs will break Conte. I tried to warn
they probably will. Yeah, they probably will.
They will. Yeah. You're right.
Conte is like 4 or 5 bad results in a row from saying, you know what, Chuck, let me just go and chill off in Italy. And trust me, he'll say something like, I know Juventus will take me back any day. So
he knows he'll never be out of work. You know what I mean? That'd be a choice for him not to be coaching somebody. He kind of knows that,
100%.
Yeah, it's really exciting when Jamie O'Hara played for them.
Yeah,
Jamie O'Hara.
Yeah.
He's more.
Well, probably I'd rather him playing for Spurs than him on Talk Sport right now. So
nonsense.
Yeah, he's a bad.
Terrible at that. You know what I mean? It's like someone thought that was a good day job for him.
He's so biased. It's unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah.
What's he say? What did I say about Brighton? Look what they've done. I think they're not a bad side. They turned some games and see better sides like Newcastle to this season. It's topsy-turvy, bruv. Yeah. I mean, listen, their new manager, they've had a couple of good results. Obviously, they knocked us out in the Carabao Cup. So, well, I think he will do well for Brighton, you know what I'm saying? But right now, losing their sporting director or whoever it is.
Yeah, man, just poaching, isn't it? Fair play to him, though. But you know what? Normally that would happen, though, is that a manager comes in and he makes a deal for his with him.
No, but
he
He took 6 with him on the day he signed his contract. He took 6.
Oh, snap.
So
Just,
yeah.
so
this is what
now
I'm
he's
saying.
just cherry picking now. Cherry picking.
And listen, taking the analyst. He's taking the analyst. He's taking the coach, assistant coach, his assistant coach. You know, there's quite a lot of them with him. So now go and teach the people them.
All that's left to take now is the Brighton Rock, and it'll be all right.
Well, listen. You're going to be looking twice. I could have sworn that was the Brighton Hove badge that's on Chelsea. I mean,
you know the one.
I'm telling you.
No, but you know what, Jez? At least he came with a squad. You remember when Ollie came? Yeah. Ollie never had a squad when he just rolled up.
Yeah.
They said, oh, okay, I'm going to give this one a call up. Bro, where's your team?
Yeah, that was silly. That was a bit eye opening.
That was
absolutely big club like Man United.
The only one that's done that is Tuchel. Tuchel done the same.
What? He came with that squad.
He came 1 man up.
Did he?
Oh wow.
See.
You know what I mean? And then he moved things around when he got there. But but Ollie, I think looking at it now, Ollie done all right. Looking at it now, Ollie done all right. He wasn't the answer, never was the answer. But if you look at some of these other guys,
he was a ship stabler. Yeah. For me, he was a ship stabler, and I think that once he stabled the ship, you should have made him a
that was the time to go. That was the time. Thank you very much, Ollie. You got a second place. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, you know,
he just hung on.
Yeah. Like when I lived in America, right, and we'd have these guest preachers come, right. If the guest preacher them come with a keyboard kid, everyone was like, "Yeah, really." Man never rolled with his keyboard kid because they all got keyboard kids. You know what I mean? In football terms, you at least come with an assistant manager. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you're all on your own, you're like, "Bro, where's your assistant?" Oh, I ain't got one. Ooh, that's worrying, bro.
Okay, let's move on to Nottingham Forest beating Crystal Palace. Wilfred Zaha missing a penalty.
You know how many he's missing on? Criminal.
I know.
Criminal.
He's still on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think they said that the next time if Crystal Palace is awarded a penalty, they're going to take him off it.
Take it off him. Yeah. He's having a nightmare with the money.
Yeah, definitely was a penalty, but he ended up missing that. And Morgan Gibbs-White, one of the I think Nottingham Forest's most expensive player, and gives them the win. I think they were looking at it to see if it was offside, but I can't remember who was playing him on. But yeah, he gets the goal in the 54th minute, and they go on and win that game 1-0. They're still sitting in the bottom three. But it looks like they're going to give. I mean, it looks like they're going to give their manager. I mean, I think they've extended his contract, so I think they're going to give him time. I think you know what the thing is as well, which I suppose I like, is that I don't really see them sacking him. I don't know. This is something that I just don't think they're going to sack him. I think even if they go down, because of where he's took them from, you know what I mean? Because do you remember when they were in the Championship, they were sitting. I think they were in the bottom. They were block bottom.
You're right.
Yeah. And
so the thing is, even if they get relegated,
did he get them to a playoff? Was it a playoff? And they won the playoff.
They got to the playoff and won the playoff.
Yeah, that's the playoff. Yeah. But if you look at this, right, even if they go down and keep them, and say that they keep everybody bar Lingard and Henderson, right? They've got a decent squad there. They're going to get the parachute money, and hopefully they can come straight back up and not miss a beat.
Yeah, buy another 24
season out. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. And I think that's probably why he won't get sacked, just because the transfer window activity has been insane for them. Plus for whatever they got in on loan, because Henderson's loan, I think Lingard was a 1-year contract or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean, just roll the dice on them. So they'll get they get the parachute money, and if they can flip it and come straight back up, then they don't really miss a beat, in the sense of, okay, we were down for a season, but the squad's intact, and we go again and see if we can survive this time. So you know how Norwich used to be. Norwich were always just going up and down, get the parachute money, come back next season, and you'd be like, Norwich made a real. They just made it their own kind of theology that we'll go and play Premier League, make a lot of money, get relegated, get the parachute money, come straight back up next season, and do it all again, and keep the club financially stable. So I
mean, Crystal Palace. I mean, they're. I mean, look. When you look at Crystal Palace, I mean, I'm just kind of looking at their. They're kind of like win one, lose one, win one, or draw one. So if I go back as far as
11th, they're 11th in the league.
Yeah, they're 11th in the league on 19 points. Yeah,
same as Fulham and Brentford.
So 15th of October, when they played Leicester, they drew 0-0. They were away to Leicester. They win at home to Wolves. Obviously, Wolves are struggling at the moment. They beat Wolves 2-1. They then go to Everton, and I know Pete was saying, like, wow, this team could drive to drink. But then this is where I thought Everton had a little bit of a resurgence. They go, Everton slapped them 3-0. That was on the 22nd of October. Then they play Southampton, win 1-0, and then they get two back-to-back wins. They go away to West Ham and beat them 2-1. And then they lose to Nottingham Forest. They're a very hard team to
yo-yo.
And
I'm sure that frustrates Vieira as well.
Absolutely. But
his hit and miss performances.
And again, as I say, I don't look at it and think, you know what, Vieira's job is. I think, listen, no doubt, they will stay. They listen. I can't see them going down. I'm not saying they're too good not to go. They're not too good to go down. But I'm just saying I think
they'll have to have a horrible second half of the season.
They put little they'll win one, lose one, draw, win two. Do you know what I mean? So they're not a sort of team that are going to go on a run where they lose in 2, 3 games, 4 games in a row. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think there will just always be that kind of mid-table side. And I think Vieira's job is pretty much safe anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about him. But yeah, as you said, he must get frustrated sometimes. Do you know what I mean? There's games where, where I think there was times where I think there was a couple of games where they could have won it, and in the last minute, they end up drawing the game. Do you know what I mean? And you can just see Vieira's face thinking, "Oh my god!" You only had 2-3 minutes to hold out, and you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, what it
is what it is. But yeah, they end up losing to Nottingham Forest 1-0. So we move on to Mr. Kofi Klopp's team. He's not on the show tonight, but Darwin Noodle's getting 2 goals, and
I called this one, didn't I? Know.
Yeah, you called this one. You called this one, and that puts you clear at the top on the what's going on prediction table. So yeah, 3-1 to Liverpool. That look, they went up early. I think they scored quite early. If I look, I
keep telling Kofi, man, get the t-shirt, man.
Get the t-shirt, wear it, man, wear it. Yeah,
in Noodles we trust in him. Yeah, he's hooking you man's up, man.
Mr. Bobby Firmino getting the goal in the 6-minute assist by.
He's another frustrating one, Bobby.
Yeah.
I guarantee you put Bobby in fantasy league, you offer you nothing. The moment you pull him, he scores a brace. Yeah. It's like he's annoying.
Yeah. Oh, just quick one before we talk about Scott is saying, what are your thoughts on Jesse Lingard at Nottingham? I know what these thoughts are. So D, let's hear it again, bro.
No, it's there for the money. He's not ready, is he? He's not ready.
The man is on. Am I right? Am I right? He's on 200 bags a week.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
I mean, I can't see it being less. He was on about 100 and something at United. So
yeah.
I mean,
it's a 1-year contract, isn't it? It's a 1-year contract. Yeah, just
he had a chance. He had a chance to go to West Ham.
That's what he should have.
I still can't get mad that he messed up that West Ham thing.
He should have gone.
And again, that's people in his ear telling him, "Nah, don't go to West Ham. I don't go to West Ham." But you're in relegation fight, Forest, mate. I mean, come on, bro. Yeah, and you always wonder, a player like this, you wonder who's actually advising you. Who are your people, man? Because I think he's very naive. For the age he is now, he's no younger a kid. He's not. You know what I mean? He's no younger.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's been on the scene for a minute.
As you say, if Nottingham Forest do end up getting relegated, you listen. They ain't going to be thinking about extending man's contract.
And that's on your resume.
Yeah, and then
I got relegated with Forest.
You know what's going to happen, innit, D?
Yeah.
Yo, West Ham, what you say, bro? What you say?
Yeah, exactly. And then, boy, I tell him to do one, bro. Swing your hook, you know what I mean?
Do one. But listen, as I said, Liverpool scored the first goal. Then Che Adams equalises, makes it 1-1. 3 minutes after, you know what I'm saying? So you're thinking, come on now, new manager bounce and all that. But then Darwin Núñez assists by RB Elliott. Nice assist as well. Apparently it was a really good assist. Darwin Núñez getting the goal in the 21st and 42nd minute.
42nd minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a dead second half, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
the second half
yeah.
was a bit dead. It was like
Yeah,
flat.
it was.
Flat
It was.
second half.
It did fall flat. But look, he start. Listen, he's nowhere near Haaland, in terms of goals, but he's now starting to bag a few. You know what I mean? He's different to Mane in terms of how he plays.
Yeah.
He's one of the focal, quick, very quick. No, I heard he's very quick. I mean, I can't remember what game it was. I think it was where he was playing down the flank. I think that might have been against. I can't remember what team it was where he provided an assist and he was playing down the flank. I can't remember what game it was. I think in this game they played him down the middle. They played him down the middle.
I think him and Bobby were kind of switching.
Right.
Yeah, they were kind of taking it to switch. Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk for the equaliser. Okay.
Virgil van Disney, Jay.
Virgil van Disney. But look, Liverpool go on and win that game, as I say, 3-1, and we move. Now, the team that we need to be worrying about right now, guys, is Newcastle.
The Nicky Browns.
I'm gonna leave this one now for Ez to dissect. So Newcastle 1, ex-Arsenal player Joe Willett scoring a lovely, fantastic goal. What do you make of your team, Ez? And we're talking about the sack race, and I said who's next for the chop, as you can see. Who's next for the chop? Now we mentioned before we go into the game, we mentioned two managers, Frank Lampard and David Moyes. There's a lot of noise now. There's a lot of noise now happening around that this job is probably too big for Mr. I forgot his name now. The Potter, Harry Potter. Is there a chance, guys? Put it in the chat. Is this guy's teetering on?
It's not happening.
Getting
Norms,
the sack, with Todd Bowley say, you know what?
It's not happening, Norms. Do you know why it's not happening, Norms? Because the directors at the moment don't know how football works. They think, it don't matter if we don't get Champions League this year because we've got all these players coming in. Little does he know that if you don't get Champions League players, you can put 300 million on the table. These men are going down wherever the Champions League football is. So all these conversations, man, taking Jude, what's his name? Jude Bellingham's parents to dinner. You know what I mean? What?
Man, Todd moving out here.
Todd taking Jude Bellingham's parents, not even Jude. He's their parents.
Wow.
Yeah? He flying people in, to do this and to do that. Cool, Todd. That's great, man. Yeah. But if you do not get top 4, you can kiss that goodbye. Not coming, and they're not trusting no process because they don't need to.
The player from Salzburg, is it Salzburg or Leipzig? I can't remember the one.
Yeah, Salzburg.
If you guys don't make the Champions League, because right now I think you're sitting in 8th place.
Yeah,
16 points behind Arsenal.
I think he comes regardless. I think him particularly, he comes regardless. He wants to play in the Premier League.
Sesko.
No, we're talking about Nkunku.
All right, because we're allegedly looking at Cisco from Salzburg.
Oh no, don't worry, D, because we played them in our group stages, didn't we? We played Salzburg, and Todd Bowley again was talking to Sesko's agent.
Wow,
there's a picture of
it.
This. Look, gents. So the stuff that I'm saying, this is not alleged stuff. This is where it's proof. There's pictures of this stuff. There's pictures of Todd Bowley with Jude Bellingham, and there's also.
Well, Scott is saying Todd has no clue what he's doing. I mean, I don't know if you agree.
Todd Bowley, he thinks he's Abramovich. The difference was with Abramovich, it was his own money. It was change. That was pocket change. Todd Bowley's playing with investors' money, so eventually this stuff gonna dry up. You know what I mean?
They'll come looking for him. I know that much.
I say all of this to say this: that Potter, I still don't think he's a bad manager. I don't think he's a bad coach. But Chelsea have made 52 different starting lineups this season.
Wow.
Arsenal have made only 11 different lineups, only 11, and it's probably a player here or there, which is probably something like Zinchenko for Tierney, or you know what I mean, something like that. But with Chelsea, we've had 52 different lineups this season. Potter needs to stable that, find his best 11. Let them have 4 or 5 bum games together, but at least by the 6th, 7th game, they're gonna have some sort of cohesion. You know, I don't understand why Tuchel was sacked if Potter isn't gonna find his feet. I think Potter will though, you know, and I think he's familiarized himself. He will get the team.
How long are you prepared to give him?
This season's a write-off. This season should have always been a write-off. I'll tell you why this season should have been a write-off, and I'm only dying by hope. It's not nice to see Chelsea struggling. So week after I come in trying to back them and stuff. Hear this though. After selling our club being sanctioned, sold, losing players like Rudiger, the madness with Lukaku, Tuchel being in and out, whatever's been going on, Chelsea shouldn't ever be touching, you know, heads with those that are stable. You know what I mean? People at Arsenal that you've been working at this thing, you lot have gone through your fire. You know, Arsenal's gone through that. We've been laughing at Arsenal for 3-4 years because you lot have been finding what you've got now. You know, I would say we're in a similar place to where United is. I think D will probably be able to back me on this. We're a similar place to where United is. All some things that were out of our control, like the sanctions. It's now for Potter. Potter's got a 5-year contract. I've got to deal with that. Chelsea's got to deal with that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I nearly said that earlier. That's 5 years of reason why you ain't getting fired. That's
Absolutely.
a whole heap of money you got to pay him, you know.
He's not in no sack race, D.
He's getting another job in a heartbeat if he wants it.
Absolutely.
Walking away with money and
This is what needs to happen. He needs to come out this honeymoon phase where he's wearing the turtlenecks, and all them sort of thing, getting the side. I see man with a fade, you know. I see man with a fade. All them years at Brighton, man.
Go put the tracksuit back. Put the tracksuit back on.
Let go of the fashion designer, and go back to the what you're used to.
They're trying to market him, ain't they? They're trying to market him, ain't they?
The image.
It was so obvious. I mean, man is in tracksuit at Brighton, yeah. Next time the man is coming in all black. You know what I mean?
He's in the honeymoon. When I see him back in the tracksuits, I'll know that okay, we're back. Cool. We've got a chance of at least getting something stabilized.
Right. Okay. So let me answer this question. Right. Just analysing the game quickly. You know, 2 games now, and what I'm hearing is that it's just like Chelsea just can't be bothered. It's like it just can't be bothered. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing.
It's not that. It's confusing.
What is it? Is it the tactics or is it the players?
Graham's never had a depth of squad like this ever.
Exactly. It's a huge
He's
squad.
never had 25 players that are probably all worth over 50 million. You know, to play. On top of the pressure from
Chilly, yes, man refused to come on the show. I'm docking your pay, brother.
On top of the pressure of, you know, at Brighton, you've got nothing to lose. You can go out and play open, and if you lose, everyone will clap and say, at least we gave it heart. At Chelsea, he's got to get used to this. But I've got to give him a break. Reece James is injured. That's arguably our best player, I would say, because he does everything, Reece. He scores goals, he defends, he passes, he does everything. Fofana, he's just been bought for 75 million, injured. Chilwell, obviously injured. You've got Kante, who is like 2 players. We've all heard that, you know, injured. And Kante has driven our team. We don't win the Champions League without Kante. Let's not get that twisted. You know, we do not win the Champions League without Kante. So look, Potter's got all of them problems there, gents, and I have to be realistic. I know when it's gone bad though, from when I'm saying, it's only 1-0 we lost to Arsenal. That's not too bad. That's how you know it's gone bad, isn't it? Against Newcastle, it was only 1-0. Yeah, it's not too bad. You know what I mean? That sort of language is coming in to I know it's starting to go a different way. I'm not too upset because of the reality of things.
But you're prepared to sit in
100%,
dig in, and you think he will. I mean, look. I don't know if you're going to do anything in January.
I think we will. There's big talks about stuff. That's why they've done this transfer of the Brighton guy now, not in the summer, because they want him to get to work over this World Cup to bring people in.
Okay, right, okay.
So I think over 100 million will be spent in January.
Wow.
I'll tell you why. I think that, because on the deadline day we put in a bid for a guy from AC Milan for 100 million. We put down, and we put down another 50 million from a guy from Ajax. So that means on transfer deadline day we was willing to spend an extra 150 million on top of the 250
that you already spent.
Yeah,
so
and when you look at that though, is right, 270 odd million spent. Your net spend 207 million, but let's just say gross, right? Then another 150 that possibly could have spent. Now you're going to spend that possibly in January. Is that going to change anything?
No. That just steadies.
But it just seems like a lot of money just being thrown and wasted.
It is because right now we're not getting results.
But some people are saying that, you know, Graham Potter hasn't got the minerals in terms of, managing at that high level in terms of European stuff, and it would have been better if you got in an elite manager, because I think if you got in an elite manager, maybe the current players squad that you've got plus the players that you're thinking to get in January would probably see you much further up the table and not
but here's the thing,
you're falling right now.
Here's the thing: how did those elite managers become elite managers?
That's it. That's
by getting the chance to manage a Chelsea or a Man U or
and we go back to this. And we go back to the point we're saying in Arsenal, trust the process. That's the sort of language now that's coming out of Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
Man United, same thing. It's a process. Yeah. It's a project.
Do you know what?
I mean? We got laughed at, and you know what I mean. But now we're kind of seeing fruits of our labour. Yeah. In terms of the hierarchy sticking with Arteta, because they could have got rid of him. And listen, I know I can read your mind, especially D. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, looking at from the outside in and seeing what's happened in terms of what the board has done. They've trusted him and said, look, all right, you finished 8th twice and 5th, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Some managers would have got sacked, but they said, you know what, we're going to stick with you because we believe that you're going to do the job. And at the moment, we're seeing the fruits of his labour. But whether we can sustain that or not, I'd love to have 150 million, that sort of money that Ez is talking about, so that we could go so we could go in the January transfer and bolster our squad to make a push for the title. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but let's at least give it a go. And I think that's where we're probably going to fall down. And we will come on to our game, which is Wolves 0, Arsenal 2. And after watching, Man City lose, pressure. I mean, I heard that the team was watching it on the bus, the team bus. To see what Chili's saying there.
What's Chile
saying? They knew they put those bids in too late. They hating on Potter, saying he ain't a star, so I think he'll come good.
I'm not gonna be erratic. I miss Tuchel. Don't get me wrong. I miss him. I wish we sacked Tuchel because he was performing badly rather than he didn't fit where they were trying to take things. But for a long-term thing and this whole new regime that they're trying to build, I'm willing to see it play out. Let's see where we are end of the season, and let's see where we are into the new season. Now that he's got a full transfer window, to a whole preseason and all them things there, But I can only say how it is at the moment, and it isn't looking good at the moment, results-wise. But I'm willing to see. I'm not saying Potter out. That's not. Them words ain't coming out of my mouth. So that's like.
I mean, but they're. I'm not saying it's from you, but there's a lot of rumblings from other Chelsea guys.
Chelsea fans, we're spoiled.
I was watching Shigs, football with Shigs. They replayed their show last night, and Abs, who's a Chelsea man, was. I don't know if he was joking. I know because Chile was on the show last night. I don't know if Abs was joking and saying that he wants Mourinho back. I think he might have just banter. But
don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
I too would love Mourinho back. I would seriously. Okay. Mourinho is perfect for a team that is just got a new owner and wants to do a thing. He done it with Abramovich. Abramovich came. Thank you very much, Mr. Abramovich. Get me him, and we'll get you some titles. But Mourinho was a 2-year, 3-year max, man. You know, he's never really done it longer than that.
Yeah, he blows it up after that, doesn't he?
These men are saying, no, we want long term, and for that reason, we're willing to hold it out.
So,
the thing is,
all right,
and Chelsea fans, quickly, is that we're spoiled. In the last 20 years, we've lifted every major cup there is.
All right, okay.
You know what I mean? There is every single.
Should we just move on now? Let's move on to the next point.
So we are spoiled. The moment it's not going well for us.
Well, I suppose you know what though is what I would definitely side with you on and D as well is that all three of us on here, we have won quite a few trophies between us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like some people in the chat, right? Right. Yeah. That, I thought, let me throw that one at my man there. Yeah. But look. As I said, I wish we had that money that we could spend in January. You know, we go to Wolves, tough game. They play with a low block, and
frustrating to watch.
You know, Odegaard, comes good, scores a brace.
Great finish.
Great finish. First half, it was like, come on, Arsenal, man. This is our chance now. You know what I mean? And it was almost like they were playing within themselves. And because the World Cup was around the corner, Saka didn't have one of his best games. Now for me, to say when Granit Xhaka pulled up sick, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it shows how far Granit Xhaka has come.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For me to say, oh my God. And they were bringing on Vieira, yeah? Now, the thing about Vieira at the moment, he still hasn't hit the ground running. Yeah, some people have said it's because he hasn't had a pre-season. This may be the chance now, whilst, people at World Cup, Arsenal are going to go away on some warm weather training in Dubai. And I think they're playing a couple of friendly tournaments. I think AC Milan and Lyon.
Nice.
And I think Liverpool are involved in that as well. So at least, that will be his chance over the next 4 or 5 weeks to get some, pre-season undos because he was obviously injured when he come, and he needs to at the same time bulk up. You know what I mean? Yam some dumpling or something, man. Build some muscle. You know what I mean?
Some yam and some dasheen and something there.
But very, you know what I'm saying? Very good build up for the goal. You know what I mean? The assist
very good
from
assist,
the first
actually.
one. Yeah,
Very good
lovely reverse ball. I think that one was from reverse ball was from who was involved in that, even though he's not getting goals. But Jesus with a lovely reverse ball, and he, chips it over the top. And there was, at first I couldn't tell because I thought it was Saka that hit it, but it was actually
it was
Odegaard there. And then, I don't know what Arteta said to him, but he said, listen, guys, come out, move that ball quicker. Because first half, moving the ball really slow, you know what I mean? I think for me, best player for me who played really well on this occasion was Gabriel Magalhaes. The person that had the bozo moment was Saliba when he played that back pass. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, there was a penalty shout as well.
That's right.
That should have been a penalty because he was actually
very close call.
Again, let's bring in ref watching this as well.
Yeah.
Looking at it, we was lucky.
Very.
And when you looked at it, it was a penalty, and he was the last man, so he could have got sent off as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the linesman flagged, VAR
which was a mistake.
But because they didn't want to overrule, they didn't want to overrule the referee. They went with the decision of the referee.
But this makes it though, Norm, because how we've been understanding this that the referee, the linesman, have been told not to flag,
and then all of a sudden,
right? So you look at it and you say, hold on, are we flagging or are we ain't flagging? What's it say? Ronnie said, and the gym hasn't been updated since he was. He
did say this, and I think he's right. I think
no, but listen. Now I'll wait till we. I'll wait.
We're coming. We're nearly Chile, we will touch on that. Chile, I know. Yeah, because Chile did bring it up again last night on the other show.
The Tottenham part, and he just come for United.
Yeah, the ones.
Yeah.
And cloudy again, Tottenham fans.
Partey definitely is key for Arsenal. If he stays fit, he definitely is key for Arsenal.
Good player. He's just Mr. Consistent at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Consistent. And I think for us, the January window is very important for us. We have to buy in January. because yes, the players coming back from World Cup, we don't know what state they're going to come back in. You know, our first game back will be on Boxing Day. We'll be playing West Ham at home. Now, you might say that's an easy game because of the way West Ham are playing right now, but you know, can't take anything for granted. It's the Premier League we're dealing with, but it's good that we have got West Ham at home. But what I want to be hearing is that we're on the verge of signing this player and we're signing. But I think I'd ideally want 3 players, but I can't see that happen. I think we'll definitely get one. I think we'll definitely get one in. But if ideal, get a striker and a midfielder in January, just to bolster the side. You've got Smith Rowe coming back from injury, so that's good as well. But yeah, we definitely need to get some strength for that, because our second 11, you saw them against Brighton, absolutely useless. You know, you look at our bench. You know what I mean? That's Championship. Right.
So no, the players coming back from the World Cup. There's no real break if football is going to be played on the 26th.
When you think
that's the only game in January, 26th. That's the only one.
Depends if you make it to the latter.
Yeah, but as I guarantee you, the players that drop out are not coming straight back to their clubs. They're gonna go on holiday, mate. They're gonna go on a family holiday. So, because you remember, I can't remember what the tournament was, and coming back 3 and 4 weeks after the tournament, done all the foolishness. So they're gonna say, listen, I picked up a knock. Everyone's gonna be picking up a knock, a family holiday in. That's what you're gonna find, and maybe. You have to say mentally, they probably need it to come back into a tough Premier League.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah. You go play a World Cup and you're expected to get on a plane, have a few days off, and go back into first team training. That ain't really going to work, is it?
Yeah, and not only that as well, guys. The Carabao Cup next round is going to be played. I think between the 20th and the 22nd of December.
That's a mad one, isn't it?
So listen, they're just cramming everything
zero
in.
Chill, you know. The Premier League has zero chill, you know, when it comes to this foolishness. There's no need for that, is there? Yeah. You can put that the first week of January, that round. Yeah. You could have put that round in the first week of January.
I don't know if it was you. I don't know if it was D. You saying last week that they should just scrap the Carabao. Was it you that was saying scrap the Carabao Cup? Somebody was saying that it's pointless going. Why should they put this in? They should have scrapped the Carabao Cup.
Or just divert it back to...
Or divert it, yeah.
Yeah. Put it in January, you come back, you play, because not everyone's playing Boxing Day either, Norm. Because I don't think Man City are playing on Boxing Day.
No, they're not.
That's what I'm saying. So
because Man City will,
it gives them another advantage of resting players.
Yeah. Again,
to whenever they're playing next. Which
is Man City. Obviously, right? Man City are drawing Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. By the way,
right?
I didn't know that.
Okay, so Man City, and I think Man United have got Burnley.
Yeah.
I
think at Turf Moor.
Yeah, but Burnley are doing quite well at the moment, and
that's what I'm saying. Hard place to go to, man.
Yeah. They got Vincent. They are doing some.
Vincent's not playing
ball, and they will play their strongest side. But the thing is whether Manu are going to go. You know what? Do we go and play a weak side or what?
No. I don't think Ten Hag understands all that. That's a very much an English team.
You know what? I was looking at I just thought I'd have a nose at the World Cup. We got 16 man gone to the World Cup. 16, you know, Jed.
We got
seriously 16.
How much has Man City got going to the World Cup? Is it 16 as well?
Similar. I think almost all of them. Almost all of them.
Yeah. Just a lot of players, man. 16. And then obviously we had some man pull some stunt last weekend before our game.
Well, listen.
Right.
You mean after your game? You mean after your game?
No, before our game.
Before.
You can talk about we can come into that there. Newcastle will win the Carabao Cup and get top 4. I'll tell you what. I said, watch this club.
That's a good shout, Craig. Mate. That's a good shout.
It's a good shout, mate. You've got a good shout, mate. If I was a betting man, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a good shout.
I bought 50 quid on that, Craig.
Well, please donate it to the channel, please. Right, let's quickly move on because I want to get to the juicy bit. Brighton won. Not saying that this game is juicy, but Brighton won. They lose. Listen, I was actually quite surprised at this game.
Yeah, I was surprised at this result. Yeah.
Unai Emery, good evening. Winning that game. Danny Ings.
Man like the Danny,
Man like Danny. Did he score?
Yeah, he got a brace.
Yeah, he got a brace. Yeah.
20th and the 54th.
I mean,
50,
the goal. I mean, listen, Brighton had a really quick start. You know, Alex and McAllister 1-0.
Yeah, first minute.
First minute literally. Then Danny Ings getting a penalty in the 20th minute, and then in the 54th minute, assist by Douglas Luiz, and they come out winners 2-1. And I know we've got Brighton, I think, after West Ham, I think, away. So look, Brighton are still, they're a bogey team. They're a bit of a tough side, but
there was 10 yellow cards in that game.
10,
you know. He got proper dirty towards the end. He got very dirty, yeah.
Wow.
10 yellow cards in that game. That has been the most all season. It has been the most all season.
It's definitely got to be. But listen, Unai Emery, listen, I think come the summer, I don't think they'll do anything in the January, but I think he'll stabilise this side. And come the summer, whatever funds that Aston Villa are going to give him, you know, he will make this. He will make Aston Villa hard to beat.
Yeah.
The way Unai Emery manages, you know what I mean. He's. I would say he's pragmatic, but he's a very clever manager. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? He's a very clever manager, and I think he will make Aston Villa, especially at home, hard to beat. But yeah, they come out winners of that. And we move on to the last game, which is
Manchester United.
Man United 2, Fulham 1. And that game, what's the name, scores first. Christian Eriksen with his first goal for Man United.
Yeah.
Nice build-up play to that. And then a lovely substitution, Man United, Daniel James. That guy, I'll tell you,
he got jits on him, He's got some.
Listen, there was one point. It's either Martinez is very slow, or Daniel James is quick.
Daniel James is lightning.
The thing is, right, if you watch it, right, if you watch him, like there's a turn of pace, and they both go, and Martinez is with him for maybe 3 seconds. Then my man, it's like he just flicked the turbo switch and curtains me. I was like, yo, this youth is still quick.
Yeah. Scott, listen, as I said, Chelsea are linked with him. We were linked with him. But he's got 25 million clause, but he's also got, I think there's a thing where he can extend his contract by a year or something like that. There's something written in his clause.
And then you pay more for him.
And then, so we'll see what happens there. But D, if you quickly want to talk about that, and then we will hit the story.
and I think I might have said in the chat, I don't know, I felt that in the first half we yet again wasn't clinical enough.
Yeah.
And then you know, so it's like we scored that goal in the 14th, and then I felt at halftime we could have been going in easily 3-0 up. And then you make some changes, and then some guys that go into the World Cup, you pull them and all that. But you know, he made changes later on, and I feel like we can't go into the second half of the season being this wasteful, because they become tough games. You know what I mean? Because you look, we're under the cosh, we're back and forth, and we end up scoring in the 93rd minute to get the winner, which I think
Mr. Garnacho.
Yeah, and you know
what a well taken goal as well.
Yeah, it took you well, didn't he? And he got yellow card taking his top off.
Yeah,
they need to scrap that. That is such a childish yellow card. A man can't celebrate a goal like that by waving his top in the air.
No, it's true.
It's really So he got a yellow card. So he scored in the 93rd, got the yellow card in the 94th, 117. Once the mayhem had calmed down.
He doesn't care about that. He doesn't.
Listen, I think we were saying in our group chat that this Garnacho guy. I think you were saying, you have to bed him in slowly. Don't rush him. Yeah. Reminds me, not to say his style reminds me of Ronaldo, but just that whole.
No, don't do that.
I hope not. You know what I mean? Because I want this kid to stay grounded. Because if he stays grounded, we see what happened to Mason. Yeah, that can happen to any of them young players. You know what I'm saying?
It's good. He's got something about him. He's definitely got something about him.
And he's got some good people around him, because he's definitely a talent there. Yeah. And you just bed him in, and you give him the right minutes. You don't try and build a team around this young kid and put bare pressure on him already. You just let him, give him a 20 minutes here, a 30 minutes here. He may start a game and put him at half time, all that kind of stuff. So it'd be. I'm intrigued to see how he looks after him moving forward. in protecting him. You know, it was a very valuable 3 points, Norm, because I thought the second half was scrappy, man.
Yeah,
it was scrappy, and I think if Mitrovic had played, boy, I don't know. I think you would have seen the long balls coming over. The long balls would have been coming over, and some flapping would have been going on in our back line as well, trying to survive.
Mate, listen, I think Ed said it. Ed said it right from the start of the season that he rates Mitrovic. 100% rates him, and he brings a different option to your forward lines. You know what I mean? And I would take him.
I would love him
in a heartbeat.
Heartbeat.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because those balls that are coming, because you can imagine. All right, and to be honest, when I've seen him in games, even ball to feet. You know what I mean? He might not be.
He can hold the ball. He can hold the ball well. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And bring play. You know what I mean? But the one thing about him is that he can score goals, whether that's with his head or with his feet. I mean, obviously more with his head. You know what I mean? But definitely. But they definitely did miss him in.
I mean, even game. After the game, I saw Dan James in big conversation with Rashford, and I sure was saying, "Listen, man, I've over Ten Hag, man. I want to come back. I'm missing the man's name. You know what I mean? Because it's the kind of guy to bring on when other teams got tired.
Because he was stretched. He was stretched.
Yeah, stretched to defend.
I mean, this guy. Listen, man.
And his crossing as well, Roman's improved. He's improved with his crossing. I watched the crosses today, and I thought he's improved on his crossing.
Because for when he signed for Man United, I thought this guy's quick, but mate, his end product. You could see that. And the thing is, I kind of felt a little bit bad for him because he came into a very messed up situation at Old Trafford. It was just the whole timing was wrong for him to be there, even though for him it was very much a dream move. But then, I mean, and we sold him for about 25 mil, which is kind of mad, really. We got a nice little bit of money for him. Probably one of the better transfer deals that we've done over the last 10 years. But I wish Arsenal could do something like that.
Yeah,
you kind of have. You've done that with Martinelli, haven't you? You've got him for pennies. And
what I meant, we got him for pennies.
You mean in these terms?
Yeah, no. What I'm trying to say, the problem with Arsenal, we might get people for pennies, and we turn them into brilliant players, and then let them run the contract down. You get what I mean? That's Arsenal over. We need to improve on when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Ez, would you be interested in Zaha? That's chilly.
You know what? I've looked at this question a few times, Zaha, I will take him to replace Pulisic any day.
Right.
You see Pulisic, he does not play football. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
He plays soccer. He plays soccer, man.
He plays soccer. Pulisic is one of them guys. He can look. He's never done numbers anywhere. I don't understand why people rate him. Nowhere. Not Dortmund. Not where he was before. He's never done numbers. No. We
have to give it up to Emery for getting Martinelli in.
Emery, I don't think it was Emery. No, it was Edu. It was Edu. That was not.
Emery got Martinelli.
That was an Edu thing, man. That's Brazilian.
No, brother. I'm telling you, 100%.
Edu be taking all the credit then, because when you look at the Arsenal documentary, he'd be talking about how I went to.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
He'd be taking all the credit.
He's bigging up himself like he did it.
Listen.
He's talking about in Brazil is crashing.
Arts Craig. Listen, Scott. I'm sure Scott knows, but Arts Craig, he was Unai Emery that brought this brother in.
Brought him in.
I mean, listen. I mean, if he's saying that, well, bro, it was Emery.
Yeah, he was fronting for the show, man. He's fronting for the for the clickbait. You know the one. Man.
You know the way.
Because he was even talking about the connection with his parents.
Sorry, just to say, Unai Emery got in
his family.
Unai Emery got in. A Martinelli, and he got in what's his name? Tierney. Yeah. They came in under him.
Tierney's what's he? Irish?
Scottish.
Scottish. Yeah. See,
If that's what he wants to take the glory for, but I associate him as an Unai Emery signing. Right, so D, you win it in the last minute, you get the points.
Yeah, man.
And then everybody jumps on the coach, going home.
Right.
And they all take out their phones. Social media is off the cuff.
You know what?
And the question I want, just before you say it, go on.
You can't make this up what you're about to do, because right now the full interview is out 8:00, and you're just mentioning this topic. So you carry on.
Right.
The full interview's out right now.
Right. So, guys, fill us in the chat. Whoever's watching it, Tell us what rubbish this man is talking about.
You know
Let
what?
me just say this. Let me just ask you this question first, Steve. Ronaldo, does he have a point?
Yes and no, yeah.
Okay.
Now you have to remember. You have to remember with the point. The point is what everyone knew. I remember telling you guys when I first came on here that last time I went to Old Trafford, we was getting leaked on, and I'm like, how big Old Trafford still got leaky roofs, still got no giant screen. Toilets were manky.
Yeah.
The turnstiles were a bit rusty. I was like, what is going on? I said, these mans are not. And so, because the fans have been protesting about maintenance, the Carrington, he's not saying, he's got a point, but he's not saying anything new. This is all a smokescreen so he can get out the club. Right? Because you have to remember, this wasn't filmed recently. They've been waiting to release this from October.
Ooh.
Because I remember they asked Ten Hag about this in the press conference way in the early season.
That's
and
right.
he said, I'm not sure what that would help him right now releasing this video.
Sorry, Steve, let me just cut in here. And do you remember Ronaldo came out and said that he's got some news coming out.
That was time ago, Norm.
That was time ago. And here we have it now.
I reckon he even tried to backtrack. But he signed his contract with Pierce.
And took the money.
Yeah.
So he sat down, took the money, because I think now, because this is what makes him look foolish. He just wore the captain's armband last week. So it's like, oh, this man don't respect me. He just gave you the captain's armband last week, bro. This is why I think, why release it now? This is why I said to you, Norman, when we were backstage, Pierce set him up. He done like a kipper.
Yeah.
He done Ronnie like a kipper, mate, because even the way he was leading him with the questions, I said, Ronnie, just the snippets that I saw. I said, listen, everyone knew, Scott, everyone knew this stuff, right? We knew the Glazers were a shambles. We know they're taking money out in dividends. We know that the woman's coach left Man United because she said that the women had to walk how far to go and use the toilet. There was no women's toilet. They didn't even put in like a Porto, the Porto toilets for the ladies. They had to walk and hold their women on their time of the month, all that kind of stuff, right? And it's been a disgrace for a minute, right? If I peel all the layers back, I'll go back 10 years. No, I'll go back longer than 10 years. I'll go back, they've been there, 17 years. And why are the Glazers here? Sir Alex Ferguson. Our legend. That's why they're here, Now, my United fans will say, nah, you can't say that. That's Sir Alex. The Glazers are here because of Ferguson mashing up the stuff with the horsey people.
Yep.
And then the horsey people said, right, we're selling Man United then. We ain't working with Fergie. In comes Woodward, brokers the deal, gets them Americans in. Now I've got some beautiful American people, so it ain't about America, but Glazers in. Then forget America. Get the Glazers in, and the rest is history, Norm. So what he's saying, he's got a point. He's just saying what they've been protesting about when it comes to the Glazer side.
Yeah.
Him saying that they never respected him. Certain people in the top level didn't believe about his daughter being ill. If the daughter's in hospital, then she's clearly ill, isn't it? What's this? Ronnie said he stuck some bubble gum behind the radiator in the gym. Shut up, Chili. And Norm, it's like all the stuff he said. He just needs to blow up the situation. This all this is. So maybe him and Pierce had a conversation, because remember this has been sitting in the icons for weeks or months now, and the last game of the season against Fulham, both him and Anthony pulled their not feeling great, right? So we need points to keep up with mans like Arsenal and all that. Just keep in the hunt. Forget about winning the league. Keep in the hunt.
Yeah.
And you got two so-called top players decide that they didn't fancy Fulham. And within day after next, I see them both in training with their countries. Nah, stop it. Like, we're paying your wages, mate. And so this is about Ronaldo blowing up his situation because he wants out. Because he's seeing a rebuild that, to be honest with you, it's not a bad rebuild, Norm. If I really look at it now, if I said to you guys, we're 6 coming into the winter break, and he's brought in 6 new players and whatever it was, I'll be like, I'm actually going to take that because this is a new manager, a new club, new city, new country. some new players coming in, the Ronaldo circus. Remember, every press conference, my man's asking about Ronaldo. No matter how we play, how we win, Ronaldo. It's not. It's a team of one. I think I texted in the group. This guy's a team of one, and I think he's damaging his what he did from 2003 to 2009 when he forced himself out of the club. Then everyone seems to forget that as well, quite conveniently. It's not the first time this guy's done that. When we saw what he done to Juventus, we shouldn't have touched him. My man drove his Lamborghini into the Juventus, cleared out his locker and says, "Yeah, adios amigos," and dips. And no one can stand to him. Yeah.
And as I keep saying, we've done loads of shows.
Stop it. Yeah, the goat. Stop it, bro. Goats don't do that. All right. And I'm going to tell you what a goat did, right? The goat, as in for our era of football, Leonardo Messi was forced out of Barcelona. He didn't want to leave. This man left Barcelona crying, Bridget. He said, "I'll take a pay cut. I'll do whatever." They said, "Even if you take a pay cut, we're in so much debt that we can't afford to keep you. We can't afford to keep you."
So there's some songs coming. There's some songs coming in the chat.
There's a rap. Allow it, man. No one's saying that today, man. I'm on a serious thing when it comes to this, right? Look, Scott knows me. I know Scott telling me. He knows. And right, and for me, it's like Messi didn't want to go, but he left with dignity. He didn't try and blow up Barcelona. He didn't want to go to PSG. His family loved living in Spain. His kids, everything. But it was like, they said they can't afford me. It's in a mess. I'm just going to go play football somewhere. And the man left the stadium crying,
It's said, that if Ronaldo didn't want to come to Man United, so last season, when he knew,
because maybe he's talking about last season as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Last season as well.
But what I'm trying to say, he was playing under Oli. Yeah, because maybe he played on Oli, then he played under Rangnick. He criticised Rangnick, said he's not a coach. Yeah, he said he don't know why as Man United brought in the director of football, that he didn't understand that.
Well, the thing is, you have to remember,
he didn't understand why they sacked Oli. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he was manipulating Oli.
Here we go. Let me just.
This other thing got leaked out, and it might have been alleged. I'm gonna say allegedly. It might have been Maguire that leaked this out.
Yeah.
If not Maguire, then one of them England man leaked it out, saying that he confronted Ten Hag in training and saying that this style of football is not my style of football. We need to be playing a football that suits me. And basically he said, "I'm in a real build, and you're gone at the end of the season. I need to build with what I've got left. So you're going to be a part bit player." This is what I heard. This how the conversation allegedly went. You're going to be a part. You're going to be a part bit player. And so to say that he don't respect the coach when the coach knows that if he don't get it right, he's the one getting fired, not Ronaldo. I mean, Man United were never going to fire Ronaldo if he didn't put this video out.
I mean, obviously the show is on now, and it's like he also come out and said that that when he said about his child being sick, that he felt that they didn't believe him, they didn't trust him, and so on and so. Man United at the moment, Man United have come out and said that at the moment they're seeking legal advice.
Right.
The likelihood or news is coming out that the likelihood is that he probably ain't going to play for Man United again. Ten Hag is not going to want him to play again because you cannot do that. And there's a lot of players. Sorry, let me just finish. A lot of players have come out now. Even there was a little bit of frosty reception between Bruno when they linked up together today. There was a little bit of frosty stuff going on. Varane came out and said the players are not happy. The players are not happy. Full stop. How can you come back to a club? After you've gone 90. Listen, they've had to put this thing in 2 halves. 90 minutes, 45 minutes tonight, and 45 minutes tomorrow. It's a lot you can say in 90 minutes. It's just to keep
people in suspense, isn't it?
I get all of that, but I'm just saying it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that this man is spilling. And there was
he's going to spin stuff that we already know, Norm. Trust me. Everyone's going, well, we know that. This is why you have to remember how long the fans have been protesting against the Glazers, right? Because of the state of the stadium, the state of the, people have people. So when people have people, you'll go to an event and they'll leak stuff in an event. Someone will be saying something and say, well, you should come and see the state of Carrington. Like the gym's falling apart. This don't work. That don't work. The physio is always complaining. And then when they go to whoever is holding the purse strings, we need this and this in a new physio room. Okay, yeah, it's been made a note of. When in fact, if we got 600 million in debt, clear the debt and fix the place up. Because the debt can be cleared, but they don't want it. Otherwise, it means them sacrificing dividends checks. Yeah. And it all just comes back to money. Now, even if the board felt that Ronaldo, you have to remember what the pre-season thing, right, is because the board had promised sponsors on pre-season that he would be there because he said he was going to be there. And when they kept asking Ten Hag said, to my knowledge, what I've been told is that there's family issues and he needs to sort his family out. And we're okay with that. He actually said it. We're okay with that because he has a young family and there's stuff going on. Chilly, man. Go and kick the dog. What is wrong with you? Shut up. And so then apparently he goes after the cooks and stuff. Now, and this is what I'm saying, clutching at straws. Yeah. The team of one clutching at straws. Now you're saying, oh, them chefs were there when I was there. I know mans that have been at restaurants 40 years. Yeah, bad boy chefs at restaurants for 40 years. No one's saying, oh, he needs to go because he was here 10 years ago when I used to play here. And it's just all these childish, petty things. And, he talked about Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. He called that Wayne Rooney. He called that Gary Neville. Wayne Rooney was up.
But this is Piers setting them up, though, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is drawing him out. And Ronaldo should have saw that Piers is drawing me out to talk about stuff that is not really relevant to me. Like, he said, oh, yeah, I hear this. I hear you. I saw you gave Gary the cold shoulder. He said, I take it you guys are no longer friends. This is Piers saying all this,
Yeah.
I take it you guys are no longer friends. He's just leading him down the path of unrighteousness. And you see what happened there. Honestly, bro. And I look at it and I just say, Ron, he let himself down, Norm. He's let himself down here.
Listen, and the fact is, at the moment, we're hearing one side of the story. Yeah. Okay? That's what's being driven at the moment. Man United have not come out. So it'd be interesting once Man United seek their legal advice and what happens now. But, listen, we should be talking about the World Cup. As I said, we should be talking about the World Cup.
Can I answer Chile, please?
Yeah.
Can I answer Chile? Chile, this is why Ten Hag never demanded him to come on the tour. Because there was a recognition that he lost a child. Now, even when he lost a child, right? And this one completely threw me. He was back at Carrington 2 days later. Who loses a child and comes back to work 2 days later? He wasn't told to come back to work. He came back. Maybe he needed that. I need to be around the man's there. My head is spinning or whatever. But no one said to him, oh, listen, I know your child's just died, mate, but we got a big game in the weekend. That was not said to him. This is my understanding. And they said he came back of his own choice. When he didn't turn up for the pre-season, like I said earlier, and sponsors he had told sponsors, yeah, I'm on it. And I need a family holiday and I'm on it. And then they decided he wasn't going to get on a plane and go to Australia or wherever they were. And then all the leaks started coming out where teams were saying, oh, yeah, we've been offered Ronaldo, but where we're going as a club, we don't want it.
A story's come out now that again, he was in talks with Bayern Munich. Again,
but this is before, Norm. This was in the summer.
Yeah, I know. But now, off the back of this,
I know. Yesterday, but I think I said to you guys on the show that when it looked like nothing was going down, as in no one had really, apart from the Arabs offered him a load of money to go and play in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, it's not Champions League, so he ain't going there. When that happened, he put a video out. In the video, he's in his gym working out. He's got no top on, so he wants to see the 8-pack and all that. And he's wearing a pair of logoed Man United shorts. I thought he didn't want to be here, bro. Why are you wearing Man United shorts for? Because he realizes that no one's coming for me. Right, I've got to put out see me working out. And then when he decided he's going to come back to training, he put out a tweet. I'm ready. That was his tweet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Basically, Ten Hag, I'm here. Play me now. Ten Hag was like, hold on, we gave you time off.
Just go into the bit about him not respecting. He doesn't. He says Ten Hag doesn't respect him, and he says he doesn't respect him and it's maybe because the fact that the incident where he brought him on after the Tottenham game 2 minutes ago, didn't like that, went straight down the tunnel, whatever. Now, when he says he doesn't respect him, is it he doesn't respect him as a coach? Is it because he doesn't feel that is the way he's being treated, or is the fact that he doesn't think he's a good
No,
coach? What are the factors here?
For me, the factors are that the coach is not bowing to him. Remember, I said just earlier that he actually said stop. Yeah, Ronaldo actually stopped the training session and said we need to build the attack differently. We're not going to win games building the attack like this. And he said, well, we're trying to play a bit more possession football where we're pressing up. This is why Maguire can't get again, because he wants the back four to press right up to the halfway line and squeeze. A bit like what Liverpool, even you man are doing that now.
Yeah.
So because he knows he ain't got the legs to play that for 90 minutes, he's saying, well, no, you if you got me and you told me that you want to keep me because I'm in your plans, then you got to play a system that suits me. And Ten Hag said no, and that's where he said, oh, you just...
Okay, just going to bring up something really quickly here, and I kind of mentioned it to you, right? Is when Piers Morgan had Henry Winter on, and not Henry Winter, the guy that writes for the Mirror.
For the Mirror, okay.
And also he had Graham Souness on. Now, Graham Souness obviously seems to be an advocate for Ronaldo. He can't
probably
speak highly of this guy. And what he was basically saying is that he felt that the way, Ronaldo still has a lot to offer in the game of football, in terms of, his ability, in terms of who he is as a person. For him, he thinks he's the best GOAT in the world, blah, 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 blah. And he was saying that what should really be happening is that Ten Hag should be building a team around him, but that's not Ten Hag's style. Now, this is what Graham Souness is saying, that he should be building a style of football so that it will involve Ronaldo. But this is where he feels the disrespect has happened. This is what Graham Souness is saying.
And Graham don't know football, does he?
Yeah.
As a Liverpool legend, he don't know football norms.
Right. Piers Morgan as well.
He knows he'll get fired, Norm.
Right.
If Ten Hag builds a team around a 38-year-old Ronaldo and we keep drawing and losing every other game, he gets fired. He's gone by Christmas. And then that same Souness will say, he wasn't a good manager in the first place. You know what I mean? It's like Ten Hag's got to be looking to the future, and he's saying, Ronaldo ain't it. He wants gone in the summer. He wants gone in January. He wanted gone in the summer. He wants gone in January. He'll be gone next summer. If he doesn't go now,
okay, Lynn,
I don't know where
welcome to the chat, Lynn. If this is your first time on there, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Lynn, you say for me, before anyone judges Ronaldo, we should watch the interview.
I think that's a good start.
And I absolutely agree with that. I need to go and make my own judgment from the snippets that I've seen, but from Ronaldo's actions. Yeah, so even before this interview, the way he's been behaving, we can see a lot of stuff that's been played out. Now, at the end of the day, Ten Hag is the man that has been recruited to manage Man United and to play a certain style of football. Now, if Ronaldo can't adapt to that style and if he doesn't fit that, as you say, D, it's no point saying stopping the train and saying play the style of football that that will suit me. The thing is, you can't press the type of game that you play.
Okay, Lynn, this may be your first time. Welcome to the show. I'm not sure who you support, but a few weeks ago, when it went properly pear-shaped, and the guys that are on and a couple of guys in the chat, Chile, they will tell you that I said to them, Ten Hag needs to play him and just keep playing him and see what he offers in the style of football. I said it more than one time. I said, rather than every time he sits down at the podium, it's just Ronaldo questions. Start him. And he has started him. And I'm like, what has he offered? And that's not been horrible. That's what has he offered? Because I've backed him as a Man United fan. I said, all right, I'm going to back Ronaldo here. Start him. Because everyone's saying it. Rio, like Gary Neville, Roy Keane, all of them. Start him. He's been putting them up front. He's put Rashford to the left and whoever's fit has been playing on the right. I think it's been Bruno more that's been playing on the right because Anthony got a knock.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he's been playing Bruno on the right. And when he pulls him, a few times he just let him go for 90 minutes. And he comes up, waving his hands, he's frustrated. And I'm saying, what are you offering, my friend? For all the running of gums, whether you're doing it yourself or your people are doing it, he's playing you now. Villa, he gives you the captain's armband. I was furious.
Yeah. And
I'm like,
in that game, he lost.
So I'm like,
He
where
scored
is
one
the
goal.
lie from Ten
He scored
Hag?
one goal this season. One goal.
Yeah, I'm on here. We've talked about Father Time. I talked about it when I played professional basketball. I talked about that I couldn't play 2 games in a week. I wasn't recovering quick enough. My knees and my ankles, my lower back. And I just said to my coach, you know what? I love this sport, but my body don't love it anymore. And he said, give me one more season, D. I said, Coach, I'll be a cripple if I give you one more season. I am limping up my stairs because our house was on the hill, about 15 feet in South Norwood. And I should have been laughing at me. So I watched you come up the stairs, bro. It's time to call it a day. And I started playing golf. And there was no shame in it. My body said, nah, man, you've been playing basketball from you were 13 years old. You are now in your late 30s and your knees and back can't take the sport anymore. And I started playing golf now. As you know, because you remember when I started playing golf.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Deptford, right. And so, I don't know, mate. I don't know. He said he wants to play in the 2024 Euros. That's what Ronaldo said. That he wants to play for Portugal in the 2024 Euros. Okay, good luck with that, bro.
Okay. Look, I mean, you know, obviously these guys, they're probably, as we're on this live stream, you're probably watching the show. And as I said, you know, as Lynn said, fair enough. We need to go and watch the show for ourselves
Lynn,
from what we've seen.
And Lynn, I'm not judging him on the interview. I'm judging him of what he's done for Man United this season when he has been given the opportunity to start the games.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. That's fair as well.
I can't judge him on the interview. I can judge him on the snippets that I've seen, but it's like,
But it's almost like there is 2 sides to every story.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo has not said anything verbally, really, up until this point.
Yeah. But I'm just saying how old the video is as well. I think in hindsight he would have stopped that video, but I think he took the money, he signed the contract, they had to air it.
He's definitely been talked into the interview. The timing is key. I think he knows he's going in January though.
Well, okay. Do you think he's blown the ship up? Like he'll play for Portugal. However far they get, does he get on the plane and come back to Carrington?
No one can talk to him about Portugal though. There's no one that could talk to him about Portugal.
And there was a player that said it today because when they asked him about the interview, the player said, "Us at Portugal are used to this. Everything is about Ronaldo." One of his own teammates said that in an interview today on Sky Sports, and I went, "That's funny." So then Portugal players are not even fazed by this because they said no matter how well they play, their second best player could score a hat trick. They guarantee you the first press conference is about Ronaldo. Do you think Ronaldo 3 assists when you scored a hat trick? It's like, so
it's true.
The media love him to a fault. Good or bad, they love him to a fault.
I mean, we can see it playing out in that right now. It's hard for Ronaldo to let go. It's hard to say, you know what, I'm not cutting it at this level. All right, if you probably look, I'm sure.
I think he will though.
Say again.
I think he does cut it at this level. For some reason, he's not performing at United. I'm not.
Well, I know you guys would take him. I know you said you would take him in a heartbeat.
I don't think he's past it. He scored 24 goals just last.
No, but I'm saying I know you would take him in a heartbeat. Would you take him still in a heartbeat? 100%. Now, knowing what you know about this guy now, well, listen, I'm being judgmental. So that's
seriously, I would take him because
right.
He doesn't. He owes Man United respect. He's before this point a club legend. You know, affinity. He arguably made his name at that club.
But he's tarnishing it now.
He's tarnishing it now. But the reason why I will take him is because he doesn't owe my club that. He doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, even Piers Morgan said, take him at Arsenal. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but no. And someone said this to me yesterday. They said when Ronaldo came into Carrington and Old Trafford. And he saw the state of the training facilities and that. And did he turn around and say, "Listen, guys, I can afford this, mate. You lot pay me 500 bags a week. I'll fix this because I want to train in better facilities." No, but he took his 500k a week and whistled off home every night after training. He didn't care until now.
Yeah.
He cares now. He didn't care then.
And I think Craig or somebody said it earlier on in the chat that, you know, why did he resign for the club? Yeah, Ronaldo. Yeah, back here. Craig said, yeah. He says Ronaldo knew that the facilities were like Old Trafford.
Right.
So why did he sign for them?
Because
you know what I'm saying?
He's a fan of Sir Alex Ferguson.
No
one believes me on this.
Yeah. No, he said it. He said it himself.
Yeah, no, he's not a fan of Old Trafford. He's a fan. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come and done this to the fans, Norm.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Ferguson has called him and said, "Did you sign that you couldn't retract this video, son?" Because he calls him son all the time. Yeah. So he's still Boy Pickney, as we were saying in the Caribbean. He's still Ferguson Boy Pickney. And I guarantee you, Alex called him and said, "Son, could you not have retracted this? It's not about a come to Jesus moment at the table and spoke about this without you doing that." Because Ferguson will be livid that he's done that, because he's put Ferguson in a very dark light as well. Because he's only here because of Alex Ferguson. Because Ollie said he didn't want him because he knew the chemistry wasn't going to be good. He knew if we have him, and not only that, he would try and bully Ollie as well. And he did. I heard that people said that he started doing his own thing in training and stuff like that. Oh, I'm going to train on my own today. And Ollie still started him. And you were like, what? He didn't train with the first team and he was still starting games? In what world?
I'm just reading.
Arteta.
Yeah. No, I'm just reading what I mean. Big up to Lynn. Big up the Arsenal supporter. Yeah,
the Arsenal fan.
All day long. So he says, "I'm partial as I'm an Arsenal fan, and for me, Arteta would not pass any comment re-Uber, not even when he was talking about Chelsea. However, Ten Hag still passed some form of comments re-Ronaldo.
Did he?
I don't know.
Did he? Because for me, I think he said." When he turned around and said, when he first came back, he said he's missed all of pre-season. He is 37 years old. You need a pre-season to play in this system. There's no lie there. That's not talking bad about him. He said that, and he kept saying he's got family reasons. He's asked for us to let him be with his family in this time, and that's how it has to be. We still have to prepare for the season, so we are going on tour.
And when he
came back, he said. He's not fit.
I mean, and this man has got history, because when he walked out in the pre-season game at Old Trafford,
So all this stuff people are forgetting, you know.
Yeah, Ten Hag had to address it because the press are coming to him and saying, "So what happened there?" Yeah, so he's openly, and sometimes you can't keep protecting the player. The guy's openly got up and walked out. All right, obviously other players got up as well, but you didn't need to do that.
And you see when they left in that pre-season. He never called out Ronaldo. It's the press kept saying Ronaldo. He said he wasn't the only player that left. He said it multiple times in the same press conference. So you have to remember, right? The press don't want Ten Hag to succeed at Man United, right? It's blatant now. It's very blatant for me, because it means that he may resurrect and bring back the Fergie days. Not Fergie days, but you know what I mean? Nobody really wants to see that we dominated so long. They hated it. Every club hated it. I remember when it was like it was Bessie, us and you, Norm. You remember in Ferguson, Wenger, Fergie, right? Nobody wants to ever see Man United being, whether it be Ten Hag Pep, Ten Hag Klopp, Ten Hag Arteta, Ten Hag Potter. No one wants that again, not for Man United, because they felt that we got greedy. We want too much. I get it. I'm cool with that, because, they say a broken clock is right twice a day. Yep. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we've all been down that road where our clubs have dominated for a little while, and we've loved that. And when we ain't dominated, we've got to humble ourselves and say, we ain't that right now. We're not top of the league. We ain't that. So it's
what's this again?
Are we having respect, not bringing him on, but 2 weeks later he was asking him to do exactly what he expressed to the media about respect. It's not mixed messages then. I'll tell you why it's not mixed messages, right? Because he got so much flack for not bringing him on. This is why I said, Lynn, I'm sorry you haven't watched some of the shows. When all stuff was going on, I said, just start him. And I was saying Ten Hag needs to start him to take some pressure off Ten Hag. Not necessarily to bow to Ronaldo's needs. You start him, and then it's a non-question at a press conference, either before the game or after the game. Because you say, what's going on? And then after the game, it's like, I don't feel like your wingers fed Ronnie enough. It's not Ronaldo FC. It's Manchester United football.
It's Man United, and he's not bigger than the club.
And so it's like just say you're trying to what people are doing now. People are taking advantage of the 5 sub norm. You see what they did with the 5 subs. Everyone's using their 5 sub just to hopefully the game works in their favour. Either extend it or shorten it, or you bring all these defensive players and you shut the door and keep your lead. I get it. So it's like when he's trying to preserve a squad, he said to Ronaldo, "I need to give you 10 minutes. I need to give me 10 minutes here today, and I'm going to start you in the Carabao Cup," which he has been doing.
Yeah,
and in Europe as well.
And Europe, that's right.
And so I'm saying, bro, you're not 28 or 18. You're 38 years old, bro, and you want to go in the summer. This man is here to try and rebuild and not get fired. And so all the stuff about the Glazers, I back Ronnie on.
Yeah. And that's why I asked the question, does he have a point? And it's loaded. Obviously it's loaded, but you get what I'm saying, but then there's obviously the other side of it. Yeah.
I'll guarantee you, if this was any of your clubs, you'd be like me, you'd just be tired of it now.
Yeah.
Because the club
look how long we've been going on.
I know. I didn't even want to go that long on that. I do apologise, Don, but I'm just like...
No, but you get what I'm trying to say. We've been tackling this Ronaldo situation for a long, long time.
Weeks, months.
You know what I mean?
Every show.
And we have this situation now where he's come out now. The question is...
No, Liz, it's all good, man, because you got me digging into my memory bank and bringing some stuff up. Because I watch this every game. When I can get to Old Trafford, I go. And I get leaked on by the roofling. And honestly, it's a shambles for a club that's supposed to have the prestige. You look at it and go, fix my club, please, because the money's there.
And do you take your air rifle with you still?
Air rifle, shoot the pigeons.
No, the rats on the pitch, mate.
Oh goodness, yeah.
And I'm not talking about Bruno Fernandes.
And you know what? Like Lynn, as you can see, Arsenal's Nomsky's a hardcore Arsenal fan, right? And so when I'm watching what Arsenal have done with the stadium and just with their facilities, I'm saying we're falling behind that because it's been about dividends checks. I told you guys years ago, a couple of years when I first came on, that we've become a commercial club.
Sorry, Chili.
We've become a commercial club. And Ten Hag is trying to turn us back into a footballing club. Yeah, the commercial people will make their money, but we can't be to the commercial club. Ronaldo, shirt sales. Pogba, shirt sales. They're all commercial kind of... if Pogba shouldn't have come back, Ronaldo shouldn't have come back. I've said it on the show. But they both came back for what? They had a dream. They had a dream to win a game with United. Nah, it didn't happen. Because we weren't where we should be for them to come back and win with us. And that's just being honest. I'm not trying to roast my club.
Right now, we could possibly see a nightmare situation. You don't need this. Ten Hag doesn't need this because, as you said, he's trying to build. He's trying to build that, and you don't need this, sideshow thing going on. Understand? As I said, I posted that on my Instagram. I said something to the point that we was here to talk about the World Cup, and then I had the arrows pointing at Ronaldo. It's all about him. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. The guy said it on Sky Sports News. He said it on Sky Sports. He goes, "We're here to talk about the World Cup, but Ronaldo is dominating it right now."
And you know what, Norm? And hear me good on the guys in the chat. I really hope that he finds peace somewhere within himself, because the child, I've lost. It took me a long time to get my head around losing my sibling, right? So he's lost his kid, and mentally that does something to you. That will affect his football, whether he wants to admit it or not. It's affected his football. But he needs to find peace with himself and play whatever level he can play right now with his current body and his current mindset. Play that football and be happy where you play. And clearly at Man United, you're not happy because you're not getting your own way.
Well,
I don't think he goes anywhere and gets his own way, Norm.
We could talk about this for the next how many hours. So we want to just conclude by saying, just put it in the chat, guys. What do you think? What do you think the future holds for Ronaldo? As he burnt his bridges, after the World Cup, will he still be a Man United player, or will he be off to the likes of the MLS, one of them Arab countries, or what? Put it in the chat and let us know. But we are coming down now, and the last thing I just want to talk about is on any other business, new part of our show, is who you're backing. Who you're backing in the World Cup, guys. Quickly,
Brazil.
Who are you backing? Brazil.
We got 4 Brazilians from Man United,
Yeah, we got
4 representatives.
We got a couple in
there.
I know
you
man
got.
I mean?
Yeah, you got.
What about from Chelsea? How many you got in there? Yes?
Well, Thiago Silva, the captain, sure.
Oh yeah, Thiago. Yeah.
Yeah, you say that with chest, bro. Say that
Love
with chest,
that, bro.
Say
Love
that with
that.
chest, sir. Yeah, man, loving it.
Yes, Chili, I appreciate that, man.
I think that's the only time Thiago's gonna be happy, playing for Brazil right now. But listen, I'm back in Brazil. I'm pleased, guys. Let me know. Because Lena's saying Brazil. MLS Qatar Saudi is it for MLS Qatar? Yeah,
Saudi, maybe.
Yeah, one of them places.
But Scott, there was talk. Norman said it earlier. There was talk about Bayern Munich, but I just don't know. I don't know.
I think he
could
will
work there.
At this point, he will take a big pay cut, and that changes the game. And that might make one of the clubs that couldn't afford him say, actually, we'll give him the Champions League football.
Well, I'll tell you this now for content going forward, because listen, we are not going to have Premier League for the next 5-6 weeks.
I know.
I'm sure there's going to be some stuff coming up when it comes to Ronaldo. Yeah. Going forward, as you say, we do talk about the Premier League. We've seen the Premier League for the next couple of weeks. Yeah. We won't be doing Ref Watch. We won't be doing the predictions because, as I say, the next game will be Boxing Day. When the Christmas fixtures take off, Arsenal going into the World Cup and into Christmas, top of the league, 5 points clear of Man City. Top of the league. What we need to do as a club is go out in the January window and try and shore up that side, get a couple of players in, and make a push for the title. I said it last week. We are in a title race. Whether we'll do it or not, who knows? But so going forward, guys, we are still going to have the shows. We're going to still bring you content, but it's going to be more about talking about the World Cup, just maybe looking at the players. I'm sure there's going to be stuff coming out with regards to possible signings and definitely. Listen, the transfer windows around it. So guys, get looking at your team, who you're likely to sign. Let's just hold on. Let's just put this here. Chili said R9's going to smash it. I'm sure he's talking about Richarlison. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's his boy, isn't it? That's his boy.
Yeah, that's his boy. Yeah,
Richarlison, isn't it? You know what? He can have a good World Cup,
top of the league from Scott there.
Yeah, Scott, I hear you, man.
Lynn says the problem we have is Southgate will play a team that either doesn't play or players out of form.
Southgate doesn't have a clue, does he? Unfortunately,
he hasn't got a clue. But so going forward, people, we are going to be looking at the games of the World Cup. I wanted to do some watch-alongs, but because of the way that the World Cup is,
the timing
is just mad.
One thing about World Cup though is that we did say it last week for those that weren't here, is that it's like a massive audition for transfers. It's like a massive.
So I think what we'll probably do going forward, I think let's really take a good look at the teams and maybe take your pick and say, you know what, I love them. So we're going to be doing shopping. So next week we're going to be looking at the shop window. We're going to do some window shopping. So that's what I'm going to call the World Cup window shopping. Yeah, that's my title for next week, guys. That's good. Somebody put it in the chat, so because I'll probably forget. And I've talked about our personal WhatsApp chat. Put it in the World Cup window shopping. Type that in there for me so I don't forget, because I've got so much things on my brain. But let's just finish quickly by just sharing you the prediction table. As you can see, we had just quickly there. Scott is saying Brazil to win.
Oh, I've gone at the table, have I?
Yeah.
Hey, so look at that lead. Oh my.
So as you can see, guys, listen, D is smashing it right now, going into the Christmas period on 20 points, top of the league. Chile on 11 points, 9 points behind D. Can he catch him? Can he do something in the Christmas period? And Ez making a move. Listen, Ez is on form, right? I think Ez is the form right now. Ez is the form player right now. Ez is the form player right now. Sitting there in third place on 8 points.
Not bad.
Kofi on 6 points, and I've now fallen into the Europa League on 5 points. But you know what? I was prepared. I thought I was going to get either 1 point or 3 points last week by predicting the Man City game. I predicted 3-0 to Man City against Brentford. And Brentford, thank you for beating them. I'm prepared to take that sacrifice and prepared to sit fifth going into the Christmas period and into the World Cup period. But next week, we will go again. We are going to be doing World Cup shopping. That's what I'm going to title that, World Cup shopping. We're going to be looking at the players in the league. We're going to be dissecting some of the games. I'm sure, especially the England games. We'll be definitely looking at the England games.
Yeah.
Chile. In our chat said that he's going to be on vacation for the period of the World Cup. He doesn't like international football. So you'll have to understand Chile won't be there, but I'm sure he will be in the chat. So Chile, please send us a postcard wherever you are. Yeah, please send us a postcard if you happen to go anywhere where there's surfing. Just saying, yeah. I'm just riding the crest of a wave right now.
He's going beach, mate. He's going beach.
Yeah, just riding the crest of a wave.
We might just see him appear in the lobby.
But guys, people, thank you for staying with us so long. It was a long show, but thank you for all your contributions to the chat. Thank you for those new people that have come in the chat. Peter, Lynn, a couple of new people there.
Yeah,
please,
good to see you
on your
guys.
way out, hit the like button, subscribe and share if you're new. Trying to get to 300 by the end of the year. Even if I don't get there, I still want to thank you guys for being such a support. Thank you for the community and for everyone. Thank you to Ez. Thank you for Big D. Thank you to Kofi, to Chile, who's been on the show and stuff like that. Big up to Chile and your support for this channel and everything. And onwards and upwards, mate. Onwards and upwards. Craig, big up Craig. Jay, Root Calls, wherever you are. Scott, big up to you. Junior, big up to you. And anybody else that's in the chat tonight, thank you for staying with us. Listen,
you guys have kept it lively.
Subscribe,
appreciate
and share.
that.
Yeah, smash the like button, and we are out of here. Take care and God bless.
Yeah,